workshops, kind of orienting me to this work. And a few have really been eye-opening for them too, and Dave. And one of the things we learned recently, I think you should know about, is the PCP. And Ben found out that unlike what he was told before, and apparently he had been preached at and clearly told, you know, the fact is you do not have to put down verbatim what the clients say on the PCP.
Okay.
It is in writing that it's about or near or as close to the heart of what they said. It's good enough. So that was a real eye-opener for them. And it helped make a lot of things fall into place. We learned a lot about the PCP planning. And I don't know, its philosophy kind of grows on me. I get it. I get what they're trying to get at. And
the question I have with the PCP is how, when someone is getting the community support, you have to do the PCP. What about when they're getting therapy in addition to community support or therapy only? How will that work? In other words, do we need to have a separate treatment plan format for those that are getting only therapy?
No.
Or will the PCP work across the board, even if they don't have Medicaid or we're not billing for them because they're indigent?
The PCP is the service order.
Right. But it also serves as their treatment plan.
Yeah. So therefore, the PCP must be done for all of the appointments. The reason is because that PCP, in the event that they're referred or that they become eligible, say, for Medicaid or for some other services, they want that PCP. And if we are the clinical home of a client, a PCP is basically mandatory. And in fact, I could not find any situation where we wouldn't do a PCP from the state point of view,
right,
or from Medicaid point of view. You know, I'm not sure about pathways. I'm not sure about PBH or insurance in general. But the impression I'm getting is insurance wants whatever.
Right.
And since we're already doing the PCP, they want you to go ahead with the PCP. It's recognizing the state, you know.
Because that was my question. When we start doing third-party reimbursement, and we're not going through the state, we're going through Blue Cross or another third party, will they take the PCP format for therapy, or are we going to have a separate treatment plan format that we use for those agencies?
Yeah. I don't know. You're a little ahead of me.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that. And we're not really, right now I'm just trying to figure out, okay, English and Medicaid.
And how to make those work.
Yeah. And we've had several meetings about English and Medicaid billing. And we're on the right track. First of all, they verified that we're filling
Cancer, okay.
Your tumor is less than 3 centimeters.
So like this?
An inch is 2.5 centimeters. So it's slightly more than an inch. Which puts it at a stage 2. We did not find any lymph nodes that were positive.
I have a question about the size. You say 3 centimeters, right?
3. About 3 centimeters.
Okay, can you tell me about how big that is?
Slightly over there's 2.5 centimeters to an inch. So about, this is an inch, about an inch. Maybe this size.
Okay. So it's about like that. About that size. Now, will it spread?
This, if it left untreated, it would continue to grow. It has not yet reached the lymph nodes, which is good news. And also, it is called estrogen receptor positive.
Estrogen?
Which means...
Okay, can you explain a little bit more and expand on estrogen?
There's 2 things that you really need to know about estrogen receptor positive cancer. One thing is that estrogen, the natural hormone in women, feeds the cancer and makes it grow. Estrogen receptor positive cancer is also much more responsive to therapy.
Okay.
That means we have a higher cure rate.
Okay, I have another question. For your cure rate, are there like 100% cured?
The 5-year survival rate is our benchmark, is how we measure cure, is very good. 5-year survival rate is very good with estrogen receptor positive, with stage 2, as small as this is.
So will there be medication that I have to take?
There are lots of therapies involved with breast cancer. Because your cancer is only 3 centimeters. You have some choices. You can have a lumpectomy, or you can, which is just the lump, the portion of the cancer removed, or you can choose to have the whole breast removed. Well, thanks for visiting with me. You have some questions about either becoming a travel agent or opening your own agency. I think I can answer those for you. I'm Angie. I've been doing this for about 12 years. I started out working in travel agencies, and I went to school for a travel and tourism degree. The degree is a 2-year. There are different colleges that offer that. You can either do it full-time and finish it early, or do it part-time and work and do it in evenings, and can take a little bit longer. Some of the subjects that they teach you are geography, how to run the tickets, the different computer programs that the different airlines use. United uses one that's called Apollo, Northwest uses Sabre, and American uses WorldSpan. And also with the new technology, with the internet, there are different companies that are developing point-and-click programs, so you don't have to learn the different codes for the airports and so forth. I started off in a travel agency, and even though I had had the school and the degree, you still are learning on the job, because there are so many real-life situations that need to be learned, different specific details that the tour companies or cruise companies require, different selling techniques that you can only pick up while on the job. How the agencies make money is the tour companies will pay the agency a commission to sell their product. Prior to 9/11, the airlines would pay the agency's commission, and over the years that would go down as they needed to recoup some of their costs. It would start at 20%, then they would cut it to 15, 10, 5, 3, and now 0%. So the travel agencies have to turn around and charge the customers a fee in order to recoup the cost of paying for their staff, or the price that they pay to print the tickets, the ticket stock that they have to print on. But of course, with technology, they have more electronic ticketing. So working in an agency, the agency can either pay the employee salary, or with commission, or just commission. It really depends on the agency. Now, if you were to open your own agency, of course, you would be obtaining the commission directly from the cruise lines or tour companies. But you would still most likely have to charge a fee if you booked an airline ticket, because there is no commission coming back to you. So you need to take care of that. The fees that you charge really vary between agencies, so that is a choice. There's so much to learn when you start in the business, because those things just cannot be taught through a degree. The sales techniques that you learn can only be taught on the job. The different types of packages that people are looking for. If you have somebody sit down at your desk and they go, well, we're a family and we just don't know where we want to go. So you have to be able to ask those selling questions. Well, what do you normally do on vacation? Where have you gone in the past? What are the ages of your kids? What kind of activities do you like to do? So you really have to pull a lot of information from the client, and then you have to have knowledge of all the different products out there and be able to offer them the best package. You also have to be able to figure out what kind of price range do they want to be in. Of course, everyone wants to save the most.
Good morning. My name is Linda. And you are?
Good morning.
Hi, Dottie.
My
You're
name's
interested in
Dottie.
VR services?
Yes, yes, I am.
What do you know about mass rehab?
Well, I'm looking for a job, and maybe they can help me.
Okay. Have you been to mass rehab previously, or is this your first time?
Oh, this is my first time.
Okay. So, you know that mass rehab is the state agency that works with people with disabilities.
Yes. Mhm.
So deafness is your primary disability?
Yes.
Do you think you may have any other disabilities?
No, only deaf.
Okay, good. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions today.
Okay.
Okay. First question is, you live in what town?
I live in Boston.
Okay. Do you live on your own? Do you live with family, friends?
I live with my parents.
Okay. And how do you support yourself? Are you working now?
I get SSI and SSDI, both.
Do you know how much you get in each check?
Altogether, $900.
$900. Okay. That seems like a lot of money for someone on both benefit programs. So we may talk about that later on.
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your education? Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, I graduated high school.
Okay. What about any other trainings that you may have had?
No, I haven't had anything yet.
Okay. So no other courses, not a college class or training program?
No, nothing like that.
All right. Well, what about your work history?
Yes, I did stock some shelves.
Did you like that type of work?
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Okay. How long did you work there for?
For a year and a half.
And why did you leave?
Well, because SSI and the SSDI was going to be cut if I kept making too much more money. You asked me about my work history. I know that you may be curious. Well, I was thinking and looking back. Well, my first job, I worked at Howard Johnson. You know that restaurant? Yeah. My boss, she was a good friend of ours, and I worked for her, able to earn some money for the summer. Then I worked for the newspaper, delivering newspapers. Didn't matter if rain or shine. I delivered papers. We were kind of poor, so needed to just work through it and be able to keep on with my work. I went to college and graduated from college. And I worked at a computer place doing key punch. I'd load the cards into the machine. And I would do the faxing or scanning also. And I worked my way up to supervisor. So did you find the supervising was easy? Well, I found that I could call other employees in and delegate some things to them. You know, like I would have a video phone VP set up. So I'd be able to write onto signs and hold that up to the camera, and then they would be able to go do what I asked them to do. Sometimes I'd have an interpreter come in, or the secretary served as an interpreter in a way. Then I worked in real estate selling houses for a while, and then the housing market bust. Then I was laid off there. So which did you like best? Which job did you like best? Well, I really liked working as the supervisor. I was able to work my way up the ladder there, and that was good. At times, looking for work was very difficult, though. There you go.